Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most spectacular show in the history of Fontaine. Please put your hands together for our national icon, Fontaine's biggest celebrity, one of the 7 archons of Tibet, the Regina of all orders, kindreds, peoples, and laws, Furina de Fontaine!
Furina is one of my most favorite archons in the whole game, so I took time to look into her character, and I've noticed things. I think we all know by now that most characters in Genshin are counterparts to Honkai characters. For example, with Vendi and Wendy, and Raiden AI with Raiden my Ect. So then, who's Furina, the counterpart of? Most people say she's Seal's counterpart, but I'd like to say she's not. I'd like to say that she's Sin Mao's counterpart. Specifically, Houkai Gakuen to Sin Mao. The whole court in Fontaine has a lot to do with Sin, and so does Sin Mao's character. When I got to this scene of the Archon quest, I immediately had to think of this scene in Sin's backstory. In both scenes, one character has short hair, and the other long hair. In the scene with Sin Mao, Sin had long hair, while her mirror image had short. For Furina, it's the other way around. OFC. That is not the only thing which is making me believe this. This scene right here made me think of a specific scene in Sin's story. For Furina, everyone loved and admired her until she was put on trial. For Sin, she was also loved by everyone until she was seen with a weapon. Sin wasn't put on trial, but she was abandoned. And in this scene, Furina clearly felt abandoned by everyone, just like Sin got abandoned by everyone. During Furina's whole trial, she was trying her best to keep the act up. Even while having tears in her eyes, she still tried keeping her act up, which reminded me of Sin Mao in the Reborn chapter. In the Reborn chapter, Sin Mao tried her best to keep the act of a strong person up. And even while crying, she still tried to laugh and be strong in front of Seal. In this scene, Furina was about to soften up and also open up to the traveler. If Furina did open up, then it would have been almost like when Sin opened up to Seal in the Reborn chapter. We met Furina as this naive girl who was bratty and mean, just like how we met Sin Mao as a naive, bratty, and mean girl. Back to my mirror image talk. Sin's mirror image represents the Sin she holds, since everyone in Sin's backstory represents the Sin they hold. Focalers is Furina's mirror me in that scene. Focalers is the sinner in the situation, and she holds a sin for what she was sentenced to death for. In this scene, Sin Mao left her plushie in the castle to burn. That plushie is used to represent Sin Mao throughout her backstory. Since Sin Mao left it there, in the castle, she left it there to die, which means, in the moment it got burned, a part of Sin Mao died. And with Furina, after the farewell dance performed by Furina and Focalers, Focalers died, and a part of Furina died in that moment. Now, Furina lives as a normal human. Furina was freed from her responsibilities as an Archon, and Sin Mao was also freed from her responsibilities as a princess. To me, all of this makes sense on why Furina is most definitely Sin Mao's counterpart. After all of my thinking, I couldn't see a single trace of Furina being Seal's counterpart, so I think we can put that aside.
And you are the only one I have left. And so, while fate may seem like it's playing cruel jokes on you, only fate will not deceive you. Unless you can first deceive fate itself.